the first law. We can talk about that in an old way, that is, the fall from grace, or we can talk about it in terms of good and evil. Those are the traditional understandings of the first law. But those are a little twisted. The first law is unity, therefore the first number is one. Unity or being in grace is to be in total harmony with God or the great creator or whatever all those words are we want to use for something that can't be described and has no name. Okay? But what I want to give you is a reference point when I say God or the creator or whatever. That's just a reference point towards something that you can't understand. Unity in that no thing is harmony. The fall from grace or harmony is not a sin, but is a natural part of the process of the human spirit. A natural part of the process of the human spirit. To use that word again, God, all that is within God, and God is within all that is. God is the space, the omnipotent presence that is everywhere, that consciousness. The fall from that consciousness, or the fall from that equilibrium, brings the human spirit into flesh or form. And see, there are laws. These laws are ignored in science, but they are there. Nonetheless, we look for miracles. Well, there's no such thing as a miracle in the sense that we look for them. It wouldn't be a perfect universe were it so. We look for miracles without reason, without cause. Stuff just... No. That's not the way it goes. There are reasons, there are rules to this thing. Every time something comes into physical being, its other half is left unmanifested. We can talk about one rule, the yin and the yang, or the positive and the negative. Not good and bad now, not that kind of positive and negative. We're talking about forces. We're talking plus force and minus force. But there's a tension, there's a constant tension between these two things. Were that tension to relax for the blink of an eye, all of physical reality would disappear like that, would be gone if that tension did not exist. It is motion. Motion is the tension. All that you see, all that is physical, is perceived because of its motion. If you smell it, the smell itself is physical. There is a thing there that your sensory organs touch. Therefore you smell it. So no matter how fine, if it can be seen, smelled, heard, tasted, or felt, it is physical. All those things being something are then movement. Anything beyond that you cannot experience through your senses. However, the source of your senses can sense the other. That is why it is very important to learn to control and to be in control of this childish nonsense. Absolutely important in order to get to see that which is true. In order to see that which is the great creator or God or any of those names, and I keep emphasizing, those are just names. God is no more that name than I am the name you call me, or anything is the name you call it. That's just the way that goes. When anything comes from no thing into something, it leaves behind its opposite. In order to understand this, if you look at film, if you look at the negative is always the opposite of the picture. If the person in the picture is wearing red clothing, what color on the negative? Green. So when red is manifest, green is left in equilibrium or in harmony. That is how you get red. So, if you need red, you take the green out, and from the brown emerges red. If you need green, you take the red out, and from the brown emerges green. This is the law.